Welcome to the epilogue of the Gilded Troll plays Odyssey the Dragonlords. We have just finished the campaign. So when last we left off, you killed Lutheria like a dozen sessions ago. You killed Sidon 2 sessions ago. You killed Kentamane 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I just realized that I never had the birthday hat on the combat scene, so Jesse didn't have the hat for most of it.
Jordan brought it up, and I was
but I am going to turn that off.
Got so much
I am going to turn that off right now, because this is epilogue. Like, it's not really, it's different. You had the hat for, well, about half an hour. Whatever. But you have fulfilled the prophecy. You have been the heroes of Thylia for several months. You have been playing this campaign for over a fucking year. 3 of you have gotten 2 birthday boons. And this is the part of the campaign where you just kind of ignore the rules of D&D. There's not going to be any dice rolling right now. There's not going to be any challenge, in any meaningful capacity. This is the part of the game where you've surmounted all of the challenges put in front of you, and it really comes down to what do your characters want. And we're gonna kind of go through in. So the way that I like to do it is, what do you do in the next hour, the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year? I think we can skip the next hour. Obviously, you're going to patch up your fucking wounds. You're going to lick your wounds. You're going to short rest. You're going to heal. You're going to make sure everyone around you is okay. Obviously. But next day, next week, next month, next year. So what do you do in the next day as a group? I imagine in the next, at some point, you will sort of split up. You know, your goals are no longer identically aligned. So at some point in the next week, month, year, at some point in there, you'll diverge, and then we can handle you on a one-on-one basis. Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, while your goals are still aligned, what do you do in the next day?
Acastus.
Yeah, I'll go and get Acastus.
Okay,
and
so
figure
tomorrow
out housing for the people who have been displaced.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all said, the casualties from the battle were 5,000. Of those 5,000, 2,000 died. A mere, what is that, 5% of the population of Mitros? Not even 5%? 4%?
Quite a success.
Yeah, 4% of the population of Mitros died in the battle. You got the 20,000 defenders away from the bay into Helios, so they were safe from Kentamane and his hands. So there were no casualties during the fight against Kentamane except for the 15 Dragonlords who died and were immediately revivified. Sorry, dragons and Dragonlords. 8 dragons, 7 Dragonlords, including Tarkon. The death toll in total was 2,000. There were also 2,000 homes destroyed. Acastus at this moment is in the Elysian fields, being, let's say, tended to by Gigan spirits who are loyal to you for having finally rid the world of Estor Archelander permanently. So on the next day, you regain 1d3 charges on the cubic gate, and you use one of those charges, which it may be the last charge, who cares, to create a gate to the Elysian Fields to recall Acastus. What's your plan with Acastus?
I would like to ask for Valas's input along with everyone else's.
Okay.
What would be the usual kind of treatment for treason for a traitor like what he's done.
So the difficulty is in the fact that he never did anything technically. So the actual charge would be sedition, because it would be conspiring with domestic powers to overthrow your own people. Essentially, it's sedition rather than treason. Treason would be.
Okay.
Well, no, I guess technically it would be treason because he wanted to conspire with Sidon to lay Mitros low. The issue is that he kind of had a point, is the thing. He had no way of knowing that you would overcome Sidon, that you would be able to defeat Sidon. Nothing in 500 years of... I should clarify, I'm speaking as Valas right now, not as the DM.
Yeah.
Nothing in 500 years of, Mitros standing, has there been any evidence that anyone could defeat Sidon.
So it is arguable that he was still doing what was in the best interest of his people
It could be argued, yes.
What? Was there anything in the...
Did he break his oath?
Hey, Classy. Thanks for the raid.
Thanks for the raid, Classy. Welcome, Raiders. Hope you guys enjoyed Classy's stream. Hope you had a good stream, Jenny. Don't Starve together. I really gotta get back into Don't Starve. I played that game like 8 years ago, and then never again. Sorry, I think there were like 3 of you kind of all talking at the same time. Chris?
Did he break his oath?
Technically, no. No. So the Erinyes have never come for Acastus. His oath was to defend Mitros as best as he could. He didn't break that oath.
Okay.
Jesse?
I don't remember what was
Thanks for the follow, Leaked Prison.
What was Versi's prophecy about us?
Versi's prophecy was that she saw Mitros in flames and your body's broken, crushed under Sidon's heel.
No, I mean the first,
the real one.
Oh,
the one that brought us together. In session 1.
So the Versi's prophecy was that the 6 of you, 8 hooves will they have and 11 hands among them, would bring peace to Thylea. I can't remember the exact verbiage, but essentially it was thought that you would broker a new oath of peace. That did not happen.
Whoops.
But that was what Kyra was urging. That was why she was able to do anything, was that she thought that you would do something other than just murder the Titans. Because bound by the oath of peace, she could not urge anyone into action that would cause them to kill the Titans.
They never thought we could, so the only option was another oath of peace.
Right.
Yeah. Put off for another 500 years and then... Yeah.
Right. Or, any amount of fucking years. Any amount of peace.
I'm just wondering if, because the whole thing with Versi is that what she says is very rare, is never wrong, right?
That's not a superpower. Like there's nothing
about that that's binding.
Yeah, there's nothing inherently true about the things that she decides to share with the world. She is just, out of all of the people in the world who have any modicum of Mitros' gift, originally Titan Versi's gift, the people who can read the threads of fate, out of all of those people, Versi is the most accurate. She has never been wrong because she is decisive about what she shares with the world.
Yeah. She sees everything but only says the things she knows are going to happen.
Right.
Which is why when Sidon forced her to say something, she was forced because she never would offer it because she was not sure it would happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yasena votes for exile. May he walk the northern plains and never step foot in human settlements again.
I think
he needs to be stripped of his seat, of his...
Yeah, he clearly doesn't have the foresight to... Yeah.
he has to stand trial.
I would wonder if we could have the Erinyes come and perform the trial. Even though they're not going to take him away as an oathbreaker, but as arbiters of the primeval law primordial law in this land, their word is beyond reproach. So it wouldn't be seen as a power grab. It wouldn't, it's not us scheming anything. If we could ask them.
That would be sage. That would be beyond reproach. There could be no doubt of their
intentions.
Neutrality.
Yeah, that's not the word I was looking for. Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, neutrality is close to what I was thinking. It's not the word. I don't know why I'm like vocabulary.
It's been like 7 hours.
Shut up.
Yeah.
We could even have it as like a public sort of trial, so that it is really important that the people of Mitros know what Acasis was planning to do, so they feel better about whatever decision is rendered after too.
It's also important that they trust the result.
Impartiality. Right. That's it.
Yeah.
Thanks, A-Lot.
He did try to
use A-Lot does
the
have
rot on his own people. So that is like.
I mean, that's technically part of his right as King of Mitros. It's kind of his. That's a thing he's allowed to do.
He used Sion's blood on the dragon.
I mean, that's fucked up.
The Icarus thing.
That's fucked up.
There's evidence upon evidence upon evidence that he has massively fucked up. It wasn't that he was just a coward at the end.
Okay. So in the interest of making this not take forever, the Erinyes are, as impartial arbiters of law in Thylia, willing to oversee the trial. They are not willing to judge the trial, but they are willing to oversee the trial.
Okay.
It must be a trial of his peers. He will be tried by a jury of his peers, but the Erinyes will oversee it to ensure that it is conducted properly. So essentially, they act as judge, not jury.
Okay.
And long story short, he is tried, he is convicted.
Good.
What is the sentence?
Exile.
Okay.
He is stripped of his title, he is stripped of his property, he is stripped of all of his worldly belongings, and he is exiled from Mitros. In a separate, private trial, Valas has her marriage annulled because it was never consummated.
Yeah.
Good for you, honey. Good for you.
Ooh. I was going to ask about that, though, if we could get them divorced.
Don't even need to divorce it, just annulled.
Yeah.
Okay, that works.
It was almost entirely a sham marriage.
Yeah.
Acastus just wanted the clout, essentially, of marrying a god.
Yeah.
And Valis has a type. She likes the pretty boys.
Yeah.
Pretty him does.
But Acastus turned out to be a total fucking pile of shit as soon as they were married. So.
Yeah.
So, clout chasing douche. Yes.
Douche.
I know this is like long term and we're going to do something, but because this is related specifically to Acastus.
Yep.
Once a week for the next year, I will cast a dream on him.
Mm-hmm.
Make him see the face of a civilian of Mitros who died. Do the damage to him.
Hasn't
So
he
a
had
year to the day,
enough?
I will kill him with dream.
Oh my god.
Hasn't he had enough?
No. He killed those people. I'm done.
He did.
Yeah.
All the people that Icarus killed are on Acastus's
Mhm.
Killed
hands.
them.
He killed them. Like, Icarus should have never happened. Period.
I'm not. If I'm not
That's
aware
fine.
of this, yeah.
Yeah, you're not. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
because I'll be
Okay.
off doing my own thing, but just Once a week for a year, I will visit him with the face of someone he killed until the last week, a year to the day we exile him. I will kill him using dream.
So I'm not trying to dissuade you. I'm just letting you know that you are single-handedly ending the line of Archelander.
Good. That legacy should end.
Okay.
But there has been no good out of the Archelander line at all.
Telemach was kind of a...
We don't know anything about him.
He was the tactician. That's pretty much it. The original Dragonlords are very poorly developed in the book.
Oh.
It's almost like they didn't think anyone would ask questions about it when, like, it's the whole point of the book.
It's almost like this book
Sucks. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
He's exiled.
He is exiled, and Valas. Valas remains queen, despite her marrying into the throne. The laws of Mitros do not strip her of her title as queen just because her king has been stripped of his title. So she remains. She remains queen. Which frees up Helios to marry into a princehood. If you marry a queen, you become a prince.
You know what? I'm okay with that. You know.
Excuse me. I think you're gonna need to change your Zoom name then.
No one else can see it, so suck my dick.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Lysis Archelander is the crazy king of Astoria that Pythor deposed. I forgot about that. Was like 200 years ago.
No.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, there's a whole lot of random bullshit just packed into the necropolis that has literally zero way of finding its way into the player's hands. So that's neat. But yes, Lysis Archelander was the crazy king of Astoria. That was like 200-300 years ago, something like that. Yeah.
I was just about to say, he has a year. Like, he could meet someone and father a child in that year.
Yeah, I mean, true.
Nobody's gonna go with him though.
I mean, yeah, he's an exiled king. Like, I think at this point, the only way he would be able to find someone willing to even talk to him is to be anonymous. Which means that child wouldn't have his name.
Yeah.
But sword in the stone situation at some point.
Aaron is asking, wait, Helios marries Valis officially? Need to know for reasons.
For the family tree.
For the family wreath.
Yeah.
Are we transitioning into the following year?
I think we're transitioning into the following week.
Okay. Oh yeah, there was a step between that. Forgot.
Couple of steps.
A couple steps, yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you all doing for the next week?
Rehoming, rebuilding.
Okay. How do you want to rehome people? Astoria is a settlement of 5,000 people. They can't, if you send 2,000 people their way, there's going to be a refugee crisis. That's 40% increase in population.
It's pretty easily assumed from what Scorpius knows currently about Eresia that they would not be welcome, right?
Correct.
Okay.
It's a culture thing. I do want to just emphasize that Eresia is not racist. They are just
Isolationist.
Yes, they are isolationist. They do not like people who are not culturally Eresian.
Your camera's really low.
Yeah, they're just not welcome to outsiders, not because of race, but because they just weren't raised there.
That's too low.
If I do some divination in that, we can find out the state of the Isle of Yonder.
Okay.
I would announce if it's clear or not.
So the Isle of Yonder has it's kind of a damn shame. It's been ransacked by the few adherents in the Order of Sidon who were more interested in the treasure trove of lore than they were in worshipping Sidon.
So the books are gone.
Most of them, yeah. Unfortunately.
But
Spread throughout the world.
If it looks clear and there aren't Gigans and stuff there anymore.
There are Gigans, but those who remain are adherents of Sidon. The 30% roughly who remain on the Isle of Yonder are actually the ones who still believe in the divine right of Sidon's rule, and it's kind of turned into a bit of a cult, where they think that Sidon will return, that he's not truly dead, whereas the rest have fled. There is always the option of making new settlements.
Yes, I wonder if we went back to the Sour Vintage, we could establish.
Make a proper
into
city.
A new settlement.
Yeah.
It's close to the Oracle as well, if people want to go there. It's on the northern steps of the native races want to join.
So I'm just gonna drop a big "this book fucking sucks" right now. But I have a map that includes a series of locations that would be really good for new settlements. But it's also a map that has huge fucking spoilers for DLC.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
All right.
oops.
So there are 8 locations on mainland Thylia that would be prime real estate for new settlements, if you would like to. So at this point, I would like to point out that if you guys have been following along with the player's guide, fame goes up to 20. Yeah. Your fame at this moment is 19. You have been slingshotted into nearly divine levels of fame by how effectively you defended Mitros, both with the preparations that you made beforehand and with the fervency of your defense during the battle. If you told people, follow me, they would.
Well, let's each go to a separate area. Follow me!
I don't want to make a town
No.
for me. I don't want a town named after me. I don't want to found a town for me. If we want to do it as a group.
No.
in one
I'm not
place,
saying like
but I'm
name it
not.
after ourselves or anything. It's just like, here, let's go here.
Damn it,
and
because I
settle
literally
in.
brainstormed names for settlements based on each of your names.
I'm okay with establishing a town,
Heliopolis.
yeah, my people are nomads, so I wouldn't want to name a town.
I went to
around.
take the Isle of Yonder, but it's full. So
Yes.
I mean, you could just get rid of those 30% and recall the other 70%.
My
I could
point
take some to
was
my temple as well.
my point was it doesn't have to be named after us, but because we have this fame, it's just like let's go and you know, expand a little bit until we can get shit back, and then if people don't want to return to Mitros, they don't have to, and just
I was
do that.
I was planning to like work on like restoring Mitros and like the surrounding areas and the people for the next month. That's my whole thing. Like I have create wall of stone, and then I'm gonna just be making houses and stuff like that with that.
Okay. So your plan is to just rebuild homes in Mitros for those who have been displaced.
That, or if creating new settlements will help the overall social state of Thylia, then I would create a new settlement. If like building bridges between different areas would help.
Me as a person, not even as the DM, I do think that there is a little bit of there's kind of an unhealthy focus on a few small settlements.
Yeah.
Where it should be a little bit of I think that this world desperately needs a diaspora.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me,
It might be because Sidon existed and things were not safe.
Yeah.
That now that it has opened up the possibility.
The Cerulean Gulf is now eminently sailable. The Forgotten Sea is a little bit, but the Cerulean Gulf is easily sailable.
Checks the handouts page.
Yeah.
What was at the Warrior, the Queen, and the Ant? Just like wrap up questions.
Yeah.
Like, what were those?
Yeah. Okay. Let me pull up the table. So
the Ant or the Queen have to be where the Mimikis are.
The Ant.
Yeah.
The Ant is the Myrmikis.
Yeah.
I can tell you that right now. The under the Ant is Titan's Folly.
Yep.
That's the name of the island. And what were the other two?
The Queen and the Warrior.
The Queen is Indigo Island, which I'm very glad you didn't go there because it's kind of boring and lame and stupid. There's a green dragon there, and it's just like, okay. Her name is Ventus.
Yeah, there's nothing leading us there.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, sorry, what was the last one? The Warrior?
Warrior. Yeah.
Island of the Exiles, which is where Mitros sends all the people who have been exiled.
Hey, Cassis, this is your home.
I forgot about that entirely, so I guess that would be where Cassis went.
Yeah.
I forgot that island existed. So yeah, that's where Cassis would be sent. So they put him on a boat, they sail to that island, they throw him off the boat, and they leave.
Mm-hmm.
Chimera Island was where the Lotus Queen was. The Lotus Witch was.
The Lotus Witch was on Scorpion Island.
Okay, what's on Chimera Island?
The
Big ass chimera.
Chimera.
Ass Chimera.
Oh God, that's a.
I don't know if we ever went there.
You never went to the end of the Chimera. I will tell you right now that there is 2/3 of a page dedicated to that island.
Nothing great.
Oh.
I think short term, no one's gonna want to sail anywhere immediately. So creating settlements like in the kind of sort of immediate area would be best short term, and then go from there.
As long as it's not areas where people already live.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I will say that two of the potential locations as laid out by the book are on the Cerulean Gulf. They're coastal areas. One of them to the west or the southwest of Mitros, just down that shore. One of them about halfway between Mitros and Eresia. One of them on the other side of the mountains in which Alaris's former convent, I guess. Just on the other side of those mountains on the shore. And then several of them along the rivers in the steppes.
Are there any near the Deadfalls?
Near the Deadfalls, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't want there to be anything there, really.
Yeah,
No.
I think for my purpose, because I have to go back and see Versi, because I made an oath to do so.
You have.
And I would, I would take some people to where the Salvage is, because it's within a day's ride of the temple, and I would see if I could get people to invest in a community there.
Okay.
And try and reach out to the Minotaur settlement is just on the other side of the steps to try and make it slightly more diverse.
Mm-hmm.
Be welcoming to Minotaurs and be more open. But then I think anyone that wants to go with me specifically, maybe we go to the Island of the Fates instead and stay up there if I can't get to Yonder for now.
Island of the Fates is kind of a inhospitable island.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
Going somewhere now. I wanted to go to Yonder because they have the library, but now I can't because it's full of Geigans and the books are all gone.
I mean, not all of the books are gone, but a lot of the books are gone.
But yeah, I'm just gonna say I would love to go to Yonder, but if the Geigans are not gonna like it, and I don't want to kick them off what they consider their home.
Yeah. The Island of the Fates is incredibly inhospitable. It's all rock and ichor. There's not a whole lot of arable land on that island. The Fates mostly ate people who wandered there.
And soul.
Ooh.
That checks out with what we saw.
Yeah. That actually brings up a good point. What are you doing about the Minotaurs who have been freed in Mitros?
Hey, Minotaurs, what do you want to do?
You get as many answers as there are Minotaurs. There's no one answer.
Yeah.
You know, some of them want to continue to live in Mitros. Some of them want to leave this place and never look at it ever again. Some of them want to join the military. Some of them want to have a farm.
Give them a place, a home.
Yeah.
Wherever it is they want.
They should be massively honored as well, like given
I actually have a thing.
One
of my to-do list is give Laureus a goddamn Medal of Honor and anyone else of great importance through the war effort. So yeah, they would get that. But I want part of my thing to help them with whatever endeavor they want, and if they all have something separate, then
yeah, I mean they are they are, despite the stereotypes that the people of Mitros have given to Minotaurs. They are people, with wants and needs as varied as any others. So
I just don't want them to feel displaced, especially after everything they just gave.
Right. So I would say the majority of them want nothing to do with Mitros. They're happy to have assisted the heroes of Thylea, but they were assisting you, not the city of Mitros.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to say, if I give them a place to live, I don't want it to be like a secluded area of just Minotaurs.
Yeah.
No.
Which I think is what Tim was saying, that he wanted Minotaurs and others to make a settlement around the Temple of the Oracle.
Because it's at the meeting place between civilization and what we consider the wilds. Like that sour vintage is really like all that's above it is an order section, all below it is the cities of man. So at that point, the Oracle is nearby. I just think it'd be a good melting pot there. It's where we met.
Yeah.
So people are gonna want to put something there because it's where we became the heroes of prophecy.
Yeah, so at this point, with the level of fame that you have, there are shrines to you all over the mainland, but most of them are individual. There are shrines to Orsino, there are shrines to Remir, there are shrines to Scorpius, so on and so forth. But the shrines to the heroes of prophecy are going to be in Mitros, in Astoria, and probably at the Sour Vintage, where you first met. And you can thank Kyra for that.
Thanks, Boo.
Kyra.
Not mentioned, and completely sans statue are the 8 other groups of 6 people that she collected.
Oh, yeah.
All of whom died.
Oh.
Well, they only had 11 hands. Like, what were you expecting?
True. 8 hooves and 11 hands, and it's just like, I mean, you would.
I would try to have that settlement be named after Versi in some way, as my parting gift of, I honor you, but we are done with our relationship.
This isn't good for us.
Oh, watch out! That'll be twisted into Versi broke up with you.
I am of two minds, because I very want her to continue her tsundere kind of personality, but this is also Epilogue, where it's everything goes well for the heroes, and it's
Visidian. There we go. That's what it's called. Visidian.
Okay. I'm just imagining Versi just quietly seething. That even though she eked an oath that you would return to her, she was unable to secure your attentions.
Do better,
Even with her apparently perfect foresight. You fucked it. Anything else that you guys wanted to do in the next week before we move to the month?
Lars be with
go ahead,
the
sorry.
like Dolores would want to try and like get the orphans together, maybe comfort them if anybody became an orphan because of battle.
Okay. So all said, there were only 2,000 deaths. Most of them, I would say, not even most of them. Most of them were not parents. As the vignette that I shared on Discord.
Did he survive?
He did survive.
Oh, thank God.
I quietly, without telling anybody, decided that he was positioned in the Noble District. And when the Noble District was under attack, you guys fucking swarmed it with dragons.
Yeah.
So yes, he survived. If you viewers out there have no fucking clue what I'm talking about, join our Discord. Check out our Odyssey discussion channel. I shared a vignette leading in the days leading up to the Battle of Mitros, where after Orsino cast Wish, causing anyone who was unwilling to fight to transition into the ethereal plane, a son whose parents thought they had convinced him not to fight did not make his way into the ethereal plane, and instead armed and armored himself and went out to fight.
It's in Odyssey in character.
Oh, is it in character? Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. That's even better, because there's way less conversation in there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's most likely
I
the
only know
last
that 'cause I
message
went
there.
back.
Yeah.
I only know that because I went back to read it this morning.
Oh, okay, cool. I actually thought about writing another vignette this morning, and then I just didn't. I was feeling very lazy this morning.
We woke up
when
at
I woke up at
10:30.
11.
Yeah.
We woke up at 10:30. Got out of bed at 11. Yeah. So most of the people who died were childless. So all things considered, maybe 100 orphans.
Oh, well, I'm gonna work on getting an orphanage. And adopting maybe like 1 or 2, probably.
Okay.
3 or 4.
Okay.
Probably 5. She wants 5.
Maybe 100. 100's a good round number.
100's a good number.
No. 5, and she's like in her head, like, this is Orsino Jr., this is Premier Jr.
You can't have any Scorpius Juniors though, because that one's
Can't
already
be
already-
back.
yeah.
Junior.
It's
Yeah.
We already have a
Scorpius the
Scorpius
Third.
Jr. Yeah.
I want to
Um,
court the fuck out of Valas.
Okay.
Next week, I'm going to do the thing that Helios has never done and actually properly,
Usually you're just like,
Yeah.
let's fuck. All right, bye.
Yeah, I'm going to. I really like Valis. I don't want to ruin this.
Okay.
We're gonna court her properly.
Okay. How would you like to do that?
All the stupid romantic shit that books and plays have taught me.
Okay.
'Cause
You're gonna read books
I'm gonna read books
with your 8 in?
Shut up! I read the philosophy books.
I'll help.
Or I really
Listen,
like a
we
girl.
all-
What do
we
I
all read
do?
all of those Arcana books. It's fine.
Orsino, I really like a girl.
You
What
had
do I do?
5 years to read them.
What do I do, Orsino? Help!
Uh,
You'll be fine. I think Valas is pretty fun of you.
You actually have a husband. You actually know how this works.
Apparently so, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Alright. Okay. So,
Yeah.
what do you all do in the next month?
So I don't know when timeline this
Sure.
is gonna happen, but I would like to establish a new order of the Dragonlords.
Okay. That that seems like a group
don't-
effort.
And I don't know how long that'll take.
Yeah.
But
You've kind of already done it collectively. Honora is not a Dragonlord, but sort of an administrator, let's say. Corinna and Darian are already in training. They don't have dragons of their own yet. Hezebal is available? Question
Being an
mark.
uncle.
Reluctant ally.
He's being a dragon uncle.
He's being a dragon uncle. Like he's not letting anyone ride him because he ain't about that. Let's be fucking real.
That's fair. but the shit-
His last bonded rider was messily eaten in front of him by the Kraken. So
Doesn't have a son to like
He does inadvertently have a son. Daughter?
Yeah. Verdi's a boy.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. I was thinking Scorpius Jr.
No.
Who is Verdi's sister.
Yeah.
God.
She's the older sister.
Yep, older sister, but she's younger than Verdi because Island of Time.
Yeah, because time.
Yeah.
This time.
They were in the same clutch, which laid dormant for hundreds of fucking years after Hezebal was imprisoned. But yeah, no, like between Honora, Corinna, Darian, Tarkon, and his Dragonlord, like there's already kind of an Order of the Dragonlords. There are dragons, there are people willing to be Dragonlords. It's just a matter of founding.
Out of curiosity, who out of the party still wants to be a Dragonlord? Because it's ironically enough, in a twist of fate, Scorpius is all about the Dragonlord life now. And I think he was maybe the only one that didn't want to be at the beginning.
You were kind of the only holdout, yeah.
And the only actual old Dragonlord is the first one to bow out.
Yep.
Which is
done.
Yep.
I'm retiring. It's been over 500 years.
Yeah.
And you need to make it not live in the shadow of the old Dragonlords, and that's what he would do by being around.
Right.
So.
Yasena would be a part of its founding, but would like shape it and push it off, but wouldn't be a daily like face among the Dragonlords. If that makes sense. Like she very much wants to shape the story of it, but then not be the one in it.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting that the two PCs whose epic path was, would you like to be a Dragonlord, or taking a backseat. I think that's really neat.
Dolores would go get the gold dragon egg, and
okay.
She'd become one, but she would also just stay in the background and do her own little thing.
But Alara still isn't bonded to a dragon, right?
No, she's not bonded, and that's why the gold dragon, because she can make the gold dragon not be a sucky asshole.
Remir is also not bonded.
I am not, and I don't plan to bond. My people are nomads, and I would like to just be the bridge between all people. So I would just travel out the lands and just keep in contact with everyone and just be a part of everything, but not like totally stay in one place.
So liaison between people and Dragonlords.
Yeah.
So Remir's a liaison. Orsino's an advisor. Yasena's backseating, but still sort of Dragonlord. Helios founder, but not active member. Alaris, yes, no bonding. Active Dragonlord.
She would be bonding to it.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe not active. Like if they would need her, yes. But she's more so looking to devote to her faith.
Okay, and then Helios, Dragonlords.
I think if I have a relationship with Valas, I kind of need to.
Yes and no. I mean, so you are bonded to Valas.
Mm-hmm.
You are a long-lived race, as is she.
Mm-hmm.
Dragons are functionally immortal. I think satyrs live like 500-700 years.
Something like that.
Something like that, and you're 300 years old.
Yeah.
No, you're 200. Alaris is 300.
Yeah, I'm 300.
And so Scorpius is the only active, enthusiastic Dragonlord.
I mean, Scorpius has all but turned into a dragon at this point. And
yeah.
So his and Kyra's bond, and both pre-casting of Bond of the Dragonlords and post, like,
yeah.
My idea behind that is I want to give Kyra an experience of being bonded to someone that's not a fucking dick.
Then why are you gonna bond?
So Kyra is highly appreciative of that effort. But she's kind of in the same boat as Orsino, where she doesn't want to... she doesn't want to be the example to which the rest of the Dragonlords aspire, because she doesn't think that she deserves that. She... In a rare moment of vulnerability, she tells you all that she is a broken person, and that her persona as bubbly, upbeat, it's a persona. She was deeply damaged by her time with Astor and the things that he made her do. And there is not enough time in this world, as even as a functionally immortal god turned dragon, there's not enough time to atone for those things. So she will be your fervent, loyal supporter. She will follow you to the ends of the earth. She does not want to be an example.
I have a backup plan that I'd like to propose to her then.
Okay.
One of the things that, and I think that it would be like around the 2-week point, would be as long as Scorpius could hold off before needing to go to Arisia.
Mm-hmm.
But while making a pit stop in Astoria on the way to make sure that they're okay and set. Maybe even if there is a dragon or two that somebody there would want to bond to, escort the dragons that way, whatnot. I would explain to her that something that I've had in mind for a long time now is to form the Temple of the Dragon in Arisia, and seeing if that is something that she would like to participate in. It's a completely different change of pace.
Totally new thing.
It's totally new.
It's not tainted by Astor.
Also, like, that monk life is a chill life. You know what I mean? Like, it's a completely different change of pace on top of everything else.
I don't know about chill. You know Arisia is all Spartan, right?
I know. But I would propose that as an option. Like,
she's definitely 100 times more into that than like being the aunt to all of the Dragonlords, so to speak.
Right.
Aunt. I should pronounce that to clarify.
But yeah, so if she wants to even be like the leader of the Temple of the Monk, or like the face of, or whatnot, whatever she wants to do, I'm happy to help solidify that in whatever way I can.
She's down with that.
Cool.
But she demands that everyone else visit. Frequently.
Well, we're gonna have to change some shit in Arisia for that to happen, which is part of my long-term stuff. So yeah. On to someone that has shorter-term stuff.
Yeah.
Yasena wants to visit Astoria. She felt a bit more connection there than Mitros with just the story that she's had so far.
Yep.
With Corinna and the Queen and all that. So she wants to make sure that they're well established. Bring any of the Minotaurs or refugees, some number of them that want, that can start a new life there. Kind of, just move over to that and like spend a little time there, making sure that they're good and everything's set up. If Corinna has learned any leading from the Queen that we had left her,
Yeah, so Queen Honora is in fact the best monarch Astoria has ever seen, which is not saying a whole lot, to be fair, because Pythor was their king for 200 years, and before that was the apparently insane Lysis Archelander. So, I mean, and before that it was literally named after Estor Archelander.
Yeah. Oops.
We might want to revisit that name.
But she is by far
Honoria.
Honoria. she is by far the most competent monarch that Astoria has ever had. So she is fucking set. And when Scorpius seeks to, or when those of you who seek to found the new Order of Dragonlords do so, Honora is happy to lend her wisdom, as well as Corinna and Darian and Hezebal, and any resources she has. The actual settlement of Astoria has plenty of room to expand into the nearby, essentially suburbs. The city proper doesn't really have room to take in refugees, but the farmland nearby is happy to have additional hands who can work for fair wages and eventually find their own places to live. So rehoming a small number of people, not all 2,000 refugees from Mitros. That would be 40% increase in population overnight. That'd be a problem. But those Minotaurs who and those who were displaced who would be interested in going to Astoria would be welcome.
And yeah, we would.
Yes, a glut of refugees would cause a famine. Yes,
we would look to establish the Order of the Dragonlords. Do we want to do that from Astoria, Mitros, or Arisia, or do we want to do that in all three?
I think it's kind of a thing that's separate from any of the city-states.
Yeah, I think they would need their own location.
Yeah.
So where would you like to settle the Dragonlords? I would like to point out that you have a flying fortress.
Yeah, I was going to say we could get the fortress, just shove it somewhere.
I mean, it's currently just kind of attached to the Ultros.
I'm a fan of having an Eureka that just is reachable only by portal.
Nice reference, fucker.
Yeah. That
was a Way of Kings reference.
Otherwise, we could take it back to
the Garden of Helios.
Didn't the Dragonlords originally have an island?
The Dragonlords, I don't think they did have an island. No.
I thought they did.
Isn't the island of the dragon named after them?
No, it's named after Hexia.
Mm-hmm. I thought there was an island where they
Is there no meeting place?
They had a fortress.
I mean, there's a fortress of the Dragonlords, which Yasena now owns and is attached to the Ultros.
Yep. So, my thought is that the Fortress of the Dragonlords travels the lands of Thylea, the Cerulean Gulf, and is always reachable by those who know the way there.
Which is to say the sigil sequence for the
yep.
teleportation circle that Helios made.
Yeah. And then that's where the new Dragonlords are trained. That's where the dragons take off from. All of that is from this boat that's completely self-sufficient of operation because it's got the unseen servants from the fortress itself.
Yeah.
Because we did the fortress stuff. So it just makes its way across
with the Marvel helicarrier.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, honestly.
It's there and it can go where it's needed.
Where it's needed.
It needs to.
Yeah.
And then
with shield.
Yeah.
And it gets there in 2 days.
Wherever it is in Thylea, it's always 2 days away.
Yep.
And I can teleport back to it, so it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a tiny little shrine to Helios.
Just a tiny little shrine in a corner, it's fine.
Yeah.
Teleportation circle's still on it, too.
Yep. And there's a living fucking tree because the mast is a triax tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
think
love that.
At the end of the month,
Yeah.
when all the like plans for this is going on, I think Orsino and Aesop would have another marriage ceremony.
Okay.
To renew their vows, and at the
I'll do
end
it.
of the ceremony, we'll cast the true polymorph twinned on both of them.
Okay.
To turn them both into adult gold dragons permanently. And that is the point at which once you know the Dragonlord starts to be established and he knows you're going to need dragons and he doesn't want any more dragons to suffer, he's going to go with Aesop and gather up every egg that isn't claimed, every, you know, there's the ones that are on the Golden Heart that we left.
Yep.
Just gather up every dragon that might need a home and just take them somewhere and raise them and be a father again. And that's kind of his, at the end of the month, that's what he would do. He would leave fairly quickly.
You need to back the fuck up, though. Okay, so there's a ceremony. Alaris is doing it. I'm the flower girl. Okay, all right. Need to
But also,
fucking...
if you and Valas want to get married, we'll joint officiate.
I'm courting her!
So you're the flower girl. Loreus.
I will settle for best man.
Loreus desperately wants to help you with being flower girl because it's kind of his jam.
Oh yeah. Do you want Loreus as your flower girl, and then I can like be part of the...
You'll be the ring bearer.
Yes.
Basically, once this all gets started, you'll find out about it. The night before, they sneak off to like somewhere and just get it done on the sly, and then let
I would
you
be
guys.
so upset.
Let you
swear
guys
to
have
fucking
the
God.
pomp in the day, and they're just like, yeah, great.
I
so
will
happy you guys
learn
came."
dreams so I can assassinate you if you do that shit.
Is dream a druid?
I will fucking dip into whatever the fuck I need to.
Dream's a
they
druid
totally,
spell.
like once you guys
It's
all,
not,
they
it's
go to
not,
do it
it's
quiet.
not.
Once you guys all find out and start making it a thing, they just sneak off the night before, get it done, and then they let you all have the ceremony the next day, and they just pretend.
Apropos to nothing, Full-On is never seen again.
Aww.
So I was actually planning. I was planning on asking about Full-On once I got to Eresia.
Okay.
But-
Full-On went back to the to Scorpion Island. He reintegrated with his centaur people on the island, the tribe of the Scorpion, and is just broing it up.
Can I just say from a story standpoint, I like that Full-On doesn't really like us.
Yeah.
Because as
Yeah.
not everyone needs to fucking
Right.
like us, and
Right.
we didn't
It
have
would-
to do everything
It would
right.
feel really weird if literally every fucking person
right.
liked you.
So I really
Yeah.
like that Full-On happened the way it happened.
I
So
mean,
even
to be
though-
fair, I was a bit of a dick to Full-On.
Yeah.
But that's because-
Full-On was kind of a
But that's because Jesse hates the like Brosafina attitude.
Right. Full-On was also
Yeah, with it.
incredibly emotionally unresponsive, unavailable,
Emotionally unavailable with it.
yeah. You were mourning your mother, and he's just like, got your fucking face. Yeah, that was not a. Yeah. Scorpius was a means to an end for Full-On, and
Right.
try as he might, he couldn't make it any more than that because he's
Okay,
emotionally
which is totally
unavailable
fine.
to do so.
Totally fine.
So despite Orsino sneaking off, Alaris is still gonna be the fucking officiant.
Yeah.
And then at the end, she's gonna give both of them a kiss on the forehead and tell them that she loves them.
Oh.
But she's gotta tell her sweet boy.
I'm gonna slap you on the shoulder and go, if you want me to kill Versi later, I will. Just let me know. Say the word.
No.
You sure?
Diversity is a net good in the world.
All right.
But you're a prince
Alright.
now.
Yeah, you can't just go around killing people for fun.
I mean, you do it to people in their sleep. Like, I'll find a
Don't do
way.
it
I
for
have a
fun.
cloak. I have
Don't
a
do it for
cloak.
fun.
No, I know.
This will live with me for the rest of my days.
Just come around for Christmas or whatever the equivalent of Christmas is around here, okay? Ian, are you okay?
Oh, okay. Just coughing.
What's Loreus want to do?
Does
he get-
Reyes is happy to just be around.
He's gonna be your like valet, like your footman forever.
Honestly, he is just happy to be near you in the hope that maybe one of these days he gets to touch your dick.
Is Valas okay with him being around all the time?
Listen, Listen, all you have to do to get this guy off your dick is throw his flowers on the ground. That's what Scorpius found out the day he fucking met him.
He's really attached to those flowers.
Am I gonna have some weird love triangle?
Remember, he was trying to get all up in Scorpius's pants at first, and I just
love triangle, yes. Marriage triangle, no.
Okay. Will Dolores like lay off, or he's just always going to be around? Like,
oh no, he's constantly going to try to sleep with you.
Is Valet like?
If you can keep it on the DL.
All right.
Sorry, if Loreas can keep it on the DL.
Well, this whole thing is open, right? So like, is it?
Valas is 700 years old,
yeah,
and kind of over the whole thing, like sexually.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, new experiences?
Yeah, okay, alright. This is good for us. It's nothing wrong with it.
I think she's actually about, 700 is probably accurate. She was young when she was bonded to a Dragonlord, and now she's an adult.
Got it.
Is there anything anyone wanted to do in the next month before we move on to the next year?
I would probably return to my temple after Orsino's left with Aesop. Not Aesop. Yeah?
Aesop, yeah.
Okay. I got a name right. I'm proud of myself. Names are hard.
Yeah.
I'd probably return to my temple, destroy anything having to do with Hizalith.
Okay. So here's the thing, like, Hizalith made an appearance at your temple, and he showed up as the Shining Golden Man. So there are a few what the fuck is the word? Effigies to the Shining Golden Man that you absolutely destroy. Most of the iconography, though, is properly for the god Helios. That Hizalith just kind of co-opted.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a time when this temple was properly, legitimately, fervently, genuinely worshipping the god Helios, the sun god Helios, and then Hizalith just pretended to be that god.
Okay. And also the shrine in the middle of the woods, take people to protect it.
Mm-hmm. So that shrine is now a shrine to Helios and Alaris.
Oh God. I'm not okay with this, but she's kind of like...
And the people who worship at that shrine aren't entirely sure why, but also to Helios. You.
Me.
Okay. Is Dolores a saint now of Helios?
She is. She has been canonized in the Church of Helios as a saint.
Dolores, look, we look so pretty.
Oh.
Yeah, well, Helios helped mend the Shrine of Helios.
Yeah,
so, I mean, I guess that makes sense.
The satyr that you met there, though, had a figurine of the Shining Golden Man.
Yeah.
That was a blasphemous effigy. That you didn't know was blasphemous until you met the Shining Golden Man. Yeah.
So he was obsessed with Hizalith?
And he was a member of the faith that had already been corrupted.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like they can all be set right with some
TLC.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of clear shit up and people are like, oh God, fuck. Okay, let's clean our act up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I have some, as healers, I have some with Dolores. Ah!
Speaking of gods,
yeah,
could we determine what has happened to the mantles?
Yeah, that's something I want as well.
So the mantles of swiftness, wisdom, and storms have been destroyed.
Oh.
The mantles of strength, craft, and beauty belong to Yala, Hergeron, and Teleus, children of Sidon and Lutheria, who have gone into hiding.
Where's Hergeron?
I smell DLC content.
Yeah.
Getting up out of the ruins of Praxis with a massive hole in his chest.
Yeah, so he has the Titan sibling Hergeron slowly is able to pull himself out of the ruins of Praxis with a permanent 200-foot diameter hole on the left side of his chest. He's about 1,000 feet tall, FYI. Yeah, he fucks right off. So, if it wasn't plainly obvious to all of you, Kentamane is dead. Which means that the storm that encircled Thylea has ceased to exist. The storm that protected Kentamane's wife from interlopers is gone. And Hergeron takes that as an opportunity to leave.
I mean, I can't blame him there. Does that mean that it does not require the Antikythera?
So the reason you no longer need the Antikythera to sail the seas is because Sidon, the Lord of Storms, is dead. The currents of the ocean are now predictable and sensible instead of magically bullshit.
Okay.
Is there an entire world out there now?
There's an entire goddamn world out there.
And we just unleashed tons
You
upon
just
it.
unleashed
We're
a
gonna boxes,
1,000-foot tall Hergeron
It's
on
dead.
it. Yep.
And
Fine.
all we can
There
do
are a bunch
at this
of boxes
point,
downstairs. Oh god.
all we can do at this point is if they decide to come out of hiding, we deal with it then.
The
Not
Titan
gonna go-
siblings, Versi, Yala, and
Elias?
not
No,
Teleus.
no.
Golaron.
Golaron.
Yeah. Are still
Original.
petrified on the island of the Titans in the Odyssey.
Chelsea.
Chalcea is still trapped under the Isle of Fire Island.
Fire Island, yeah.
And Teleus is just wandering the Nethersea. His sight restored.
I have a soft spot for Teleus.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's
I think it's more the
I
year.
mean,
Yeah.
Jordan,
But-
next time on Trolls for Hire.
I mean,
Oh,
listen.
no.
Whenever,
No!
whenever
it's
you're,
feasible.
when you're a gift to your brother and sister for being married
No, you're a gift to your sister
to the
from,
sister
your
from
brother
your
for
brother.
their wedding.
for their wedding,
Woof.
yeah, it creates a little bit of a soft spot. Kind of fucked.
Yeah, I guess once we've set up the Dragonlords and done all that.
So let's
Yasena
transition into the
has-
next year.
I
Yasena
wanted
does what?
to do something in the next
Yasena
month.
has. Okay, what's up?
I wanted
Oh,
to, within the next month, I
Oh,
wanted
okay.
to try to see if I could rework Oaths of Service. So it could prevent slavery so we don't have a repeat of what happened to the Minotaurs. And one of my thoughts was maybe talking to the Furies.
Okay. So displaced, given that Praxis has been destroyed. The Furies are amenable to making a deal to have a new throne from which to oversee the world. You've got leverage if you can offer them a new throne.
Where?
Yeah.
Mount Vulcan.
Oh, they don't care. Okay.
Mount Vulcan.
Some
about
place that
sex?
would be sacrosanct. A place where mortals dare not tread.
We're in the Nether Sea, then I'd say.
Did I use that word right?
Yeah, give them the Nether Sea. That's where their prison is anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I need.
Yeah, sacrosanct.
Are
Give them the
they?
Temple of Sidon.
And then a very quick, oh, never mind.
I don't know, but I mean, we might have to deal with stuff in the Nether Sea at some point. I don't want to just like make it impassable for mortals.
There's a big ass dragon there.
Ass dragon.
Are we really mortal
But it-
though?
I mean,
But having
why
that
not-
be their domain also reduces the risk of someone going in
Yeah, that's true.
and fucking
I'm
with
good.
the Titans.
but why
I'm
not
okay
the
with that.
garden? I mean, not the garden. The where's the island that Thylia is?
The Golden Heart.
The Golden Heart.
They dare not tread there.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
I'm
mean-
actually I'm okay with the Nether Sea if they wouldn't be opposed. I mean, it seems kind of like the basement of the world, so I don't want to like.
Insult them.
They have no problem with taking the Nether Sea. They were, in fact, that would have been their preferred location. Mortals tend not to end up there, and those who do usually die pretty quickly. So I mean, whatever.
Alright, this works.
But
fairly-
Lutheria always denied them.
Okay.
With the caveat that the ship traveling under the banner of the Dragonlords may pass,
No,
because
absolutely
you might
not.
have to check on the
Absolutely
you might have to
not.
check on those fucking
Nope.
elder dragons.
Nope.
I mean, I feel like that.
Sacrosanct.
I mean, this. So they want no one.
You can
ever going.
you can take their word for it, or you can fuck off. If that's your offer. If the Nether Sea is your offer, then you can take their word for it. As to the condition of the prisons of the Nether Titans.
They'd
But
be
also
keeping them
the
there.
Titans that are there, like petrified at some point, would be nice to go back.
Yeah,
and-
I
help
can't
them.
be. I'm not okay with them having
Yeah,
a
I'm-
full understand.
yeah, if that's the
I'm
cost
not
that we
okay with
can't
it
ever
either.
go back
Yeah.
to deal with stuff, then they can't have it.
You're
What
you're
other-
you're not willing to just go through them anytime you need to deal with things.
I don't see any problem with just hey,
Express permission.
yeah, it's just
Oh,
it,
they
it's,
will allow us. to
right.
go.
It's just a matter of we're not allowed to go in unannounced without them
The
knowing.
six of you,
Okay.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
anyone under the banner of the Dragonlords.
right.
Oh
That's
no,
fine.
Oh,
I
okay.
literally just meant like the Ultros and the Dragonlords.
The six of
The
you.
six of us.
We're not the Dragon Lords.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's what he's
then
trying to
the
say.
six of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
And when you die, when you collectively die, no
Not
one.
happening.
That's fine.
I shall never die.
I'm agreeable.
Okay?
Yeah.
So what are your terms?
Yeah.
Because that's what you've offered to them. What do you want?
I've thought about this for the past week, and I'm having such a fucking hard time trying to figure out the how to prevent slavery with oaths of servitude. And I was like, okay, well, service. So like, well, if there was a living wage associated with it, but then like, what if people tried to fuck with like a time limit, and you can't have indefinite servitude, and then.
How does it work right now?
Right now, if you swear an oath of service to someone with a duration of indefinite, then get fucked, idiot. You either serve out that oath, or you're an oath breaker.
I mean, why not just make the maximum oath limit a year, and then you can re-up oaths if you need to.
Or here's a very legitimate question for me: why do we need oaths of service at all?
Well, specifically those oaths, get rid of those.
Like, just eliminate
So
oaths of
some oaths of service are worded as to essentially be one deed. I will give you one deed to be called upon when you ask for it.
Yeah, that one was mine.
Right. That's the one that the Lady of Coins demanded of Scorpius as he left.
Yeah, which I denied.
Which he refused.
But there are also people who, like, I owe you my life sort of thing, and they want that oath of service.
But does it need to be metaphysically enforced?
No, definitely not. But do we have the control to get rid of that?
Then what's the point of the Furies at that point?
There are other oaths.
There are other oaths.
You mean specifically for oaths of service?
Yeah,
oaths of service.
oaths of service are fucked.
Yeah.
Just get rid of those oaths. Like
That's
that's
fine.
They must be specific and limited and time limited.
No, just get rid of them.
Oh,
No,
just
get rid of
oaths
them.
Service.
Get rid of them. If
Entirely.
you want services from someone, you pay for them.
Yeah.
You can have an oath, but it's not enforced by.
It's not going to be enforced by
Right.
the goddamn
It's
super
not gonna be a
angels.
magically binding.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
other types of oaths can be magically binding and enforced by the Furies and whatnot. But
The oath of guest friendship.
or like oaths of fellowship or whatever. Like there's several different types of oaths, but just oaths of service in general, like kind of the whole time have just felt like
Shit.
Pretty sketch.
Yeah, they're super sketchy. Like even whenever it was the Lady of Coin, I was just like, even before session 0.
I mean, it was
like
session 0.5.
Oh, it was before session 1.
Yeah.
I was just like, no, this feels bad.
Yeah.
Like,
So, in exchange for giving them the domain of the Nether-Sea, you want to ask of them that they just stop enforcing oaths of service?
They do not enforce oaths of service.
So you want to give us a new throne that is hundreds of times as large as our old throne. And ask us to do less work? That's the deal you're making?
I mean, you
That's
do
the
have
deal
to
we're making?
keep an eye on all those. You have to inherit all of the responsibilities of one who overwatches the Nether.
And also remember this should we need to go in or, in the future. Just
The
remember
six of
this
Yeah,
yes.
6 of us.
Remember this very gracious agreement, and maybe we can work together in the future.
So Megara, who you've met
Oh, the hot one. Sorry.
repeatedly,
Yeah.
she's got like lip piercings and everything.
Yeah.
So hot. Her sisters, the queens of the Aranese, the Furies, they're her sisters Tisiphone and, oh my god, Alecto. It's blanking so hard. Her sisters are significantly less verbose than Megara. Yes, I'm cribbing so hard from Hades. Tisiphone does not scream murder all the time, though. That's not a thing in this. Murder! Zerder? No. So, Megara is amenable, and her sisters kind of just go along with whatever she wants. They have no objections. Oaths of service, I guess, just don't exist anymore.
And fucking spread that word. Fucking pay your people, fuckheads.
Kyra's like, on it!
Thank you. Love you, sweetheart. Thank you.
I'm not the god of poets anymore, but on it!
We're gonna institute
Oh,
Lorraeus
sweetheart.
as a hotline within Mitros. So if you have a problem and someone's not paying you, you go to Lorraeus for help, and then report back to Valas and me, and we can work it out, and we'll find whoever we need to or throw them in prison. I don't give
Alright.
a shit. Just fucking pay your people.
Alright.
Tired of your shit.
Alright, let's move into the next year.
just,
Oh,
Unless someone
I
had
don't
something
know.
to do this month. Unless someone had something to
I
do
know
this
that
month.
Yasena, I was saying that Yasena had 2 goals for the next year.
Mm-hmm.
Was go to Arisia and close the loop there with
Yep.
Scorpius as to their family situation, the
Mhm.
state of Arisia, and then she wants to deal with the remaining Titans, not kill them, but ensure they're adjusted and not causing trouble and back
You talking
into
about the
war.
mantle holders?
The
or-
Titan children.
And the original Titans,
Okay.
her aunts and uncles.
Okay. Let's do Arisia. So, Scorpius and Yasena. I'm
a lot of stuff I
assuming.
wanna do in Arisia.
Yep. I'm assuming the two of you would go to Arisia together.
I'm
So
assuming we went to Astoria, did that stuff. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
traveled
yeah,
together to-
absolutely.
Yeah.
Stretch.
So so number one, big fucking deal with Arisia, which is just a fucking footnote in chapter 10, which is just absolutely fucking hilarious, is that on the way to Erysia, in the woods around Erysia, there is a sentient colossus named Talos. Who just took it upon himself to defend the city. It's just a thing he does.
Cool. Hi.
Luke, we need it.
And the storm is abated? I'm coming to see Talos! Talos!
You missed it, Steph. What? Luke did the thing.
Someone clip it.
Okay, someone clip it so Steph can hear it. Additionally, another detail about the city of Erysia that would totally be laid bare if you actually went to Erysia over the course of DLC content the way they expect you to, except that if you have a monk character, there's no goddamn reason that they wouldn't want to do that the moment the battle... There is a legendary item called the Palladium, which makes the walls of Erysia impenetrable. They're immune to all damage. I may have made that up.
Pretty fucking tight.
Sorry, they're resistant to all damage.
Oh.
And siege weapons mounted on the walls have advantage on attacks. Cool.
Fuck.
If the artifact is ever moved by more than an inch, the protective effects end, and it takes another 7 days of devoted prayer to re-enshrine it.
I call bullshit on Mitros. I asked if there was anything else we could use to protect the city. She lied.
You want to just go into Odyssey and steal their Palladium?
The question wasn't can I just get it? The question was that?
Yeah, well, shut up, Tim.
I know, I'm teasing.
Also, you asked 3 days before the battle, and it takes a week to enshrine it. So go fuck yourself. Anyway, so in Erysia, there are, I want to say 4 or 5 temples dedicated to the monastic arts. Let me see if I can get the names of them temples.
I know Way of the Shadow was one of them.
Yeah.
Or Temple of the Shadow. Sorry.
So there's the Temple of the Shield, Temple of Tranquility, which is the Oath or the Way of Peace and the Way of the Open Hand, Temple of the Shadow, and Temple of the Elements, Temple of the Sword. So 5 monastic temples. There is also a 6th temple, which is not a temple of the monastic arts, but instead a temple dedicated to the patron god of Erysia, Narcissus.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Hey, Narcissus.
So that's on my Narcissus is on my list of shit to do in Erysia.
Yeah. You're going to do Narcissus?
How does our arrival to Erysia go?
Poorly. Erysia, after the Battle of Mitros, has doubled down on their isolationist ways to the point where even Scorpius, an Erysian, is unwelcome. But given that you're 19th level demigod, fucking there's no goddamn way to stop you. You get in. What is this? I swear to God, Chapter 10 is written first the players have to find a way into Erysia. Because that's fucking hard.
Fucking fly in.
Right. Invisibly.
Yeah,
I cast teleport. I'll scry Queen Helen and teleport to her. Fuck off.
I wish I was standing next to Queen Helen.
You get it.
Wish now, by the
way. Yeah, you have wish now. That's a thing.
Yeah.
It just brings her to you. You're just standing somewhere, she's there, and you're oh no.
Yeah, so what are the things that you wanted to do in Erysia?
So, I wanted to learn more about my family and meet Cousin Queen Helen.
Okay. So Cousin Queen Helen is the last in a very, very long line of daughters of the first Queen of Erysia, Calliope.
Mm-hmm.
She has a great number of cousins. First, second, third, all the way to, I think you're her 9th cousin?
I mean, I'm 8 generations away from Calliope.
I think that makes you her 9th cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could be wrong. It might be an off by one error, but you're a very distant cousin.
Yeah.
And Calliope is your 8th great grandmother. Which means
so
you're 10
10?
generations younger.
10
than her.
generations, yeah.
Which I think actually makes you 9th cousin. I think I did the math at one point. I think I think you're Helen's 9th cousin. Yeah, there are a great number of aspirants to the throne who claim, accurately or otherwise, to be cousins of the queen. Yeah, anything else that you wanted to know about the phone? Where's Narcissus?
Yeah, so yeah, I also have find Narcissus and confront him about my family's curse.
Okay, let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So Narcissus is your great grandfather.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
Your great grandmother was the child of Calliope and Narcissus.
Because Narcissus was.
But she
loved him like an uncle.
That's not great. Don't love that.
So he cursed his own family.
Pretty much.
He's a dick.
So would you like to meet Narcissus?
Yes, but I think he was probably a heartbroken dick. If that helps.
So you learn a decent amount about the history of Narcissus, specifically that he wanted nothing to do with his actual family, his mother Balmithria and his father Sybil Corax, his siblings Archirianya, Tisiphale, and fuck. I got nothing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up because it's gonna bother me. Respitrion. Jesus, I forgot Pythor. Yeah.
Right.
So he, Aristonar, fled with Yasenna Ventrak when given the opportunity to do so, and then accidentally got roped into godhood, which was fucking bullshit. Like, he just hated it. He wanted nothing to do with it. So he stayed where he was. And then after the First War, he decided that he needed a wife. So he had a contest. And he demanded that all the people in Thylia, or all the women in Thylia, compete for his love. And an Oread? I want to say she's an Oread. An Oread named Echo won the contest. And she was to be his betrothed. And Calliope said, "Fuck that noise," and married him.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And he didn't really like that. But she was the queen, so what could he do?
Okay.
And the answer to that question is curse her and all of the children that they ever have. Accidentally.
Oh,
God. He didn't really mean to.
He cursed her, but he wasn't like, I'm planning to curse this person forever. It's just the fates got it, and we're like, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds like a thing we can do.
But he hired the fates to execute this curse.
He kind of just whispered it into the world, but as a god that has power. And he didn't really fully understand that. And I'd like to point out that this is all Narcissus explaining this to you, like, fully, like, he's just like, he doesn't give a fuck. He's just like, I fucked up, but, like, screw it.
Well,
it's just people.
That fuck up has been fixed.
Cool. Thanks.
No thanks to you.
What do you want me to do? I'm stuck here. Now I'm not even a god? Like, did you do that?
Yep. Well,
Is he still stuck there?
Yeah.
So he was Yasena's bonded dragon.
Yes.
Which I think we already knew.
Yep.
Yeah. What can you tell me about original Yasena?
I mean, what do you want to know?
Why did she found Eresia? Why did
Uh,
they go to found Eresia?
well, she hated everyone, and she hated how everyone treated her. Because they treated her like a child, because she was kind of a child. Like, most of the Dragonlords were in their, like, 30s or 40s, and she was, like, 18, 19. And they just treated her like shit, so she didn't like that. Carpathos was kind of a weird one. He was in his... Oh, that dude was old. He was, like, 50.
Ooh.
Yeah, he just kind of, like, stuck around, and it was really weird. I didn't like him, but, I mean, she did. Yeah, why? Oh, also, she's a vampire.
So is she still alive? Well, undead alive?
Probably.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Yeah, so Carpathos, he got really mad when I became a god, and he wanted to be a god, so he started fucking around with, like, god shit. I don't know. I didn't really get into it. And he turned them both into vampires.
Both Carpathos and Yasena.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're vampires.
So was this before or after... Oh, wait. Just to clear it, Calliope was the daughter of Sidon and Yasena, right?
Yeah. Was Sidon involved?
Yeah, that's why.
Well,
the third
she
eye.
had a third eye of as a child of Sidon.
Okay.
So.
Says the guy who had a child with her, and he's not paying attention.
Oh, no,
I'd like to
no.
point
I was
out that
asking
he's the-
Ian the
Oh, okay.
DM
Yes.
for clarification.
Yes. Calliope
Got
is
it.
the daughter of Yasena and Sidon.
Okay.
And Narcissus didn't even notice. He had
Narcissus is so.
he had a
narcissistic.
non-zero number of children with Calliope.
Okay.
I can we get a quote? Just Narcissus is so narcissist.
Yeah, I'm glad you caught
That's
that.
a bad joke.
Yeah, his
So
world doesn't go much further
that was
than
the detail that I refused to tell you the other day.
Oh.
Yasena's a vampire.
Got it.
Okay, so
I'm so sorry I put Yasena on you, Ian. I just picked a name.
Uh-huh.
You gave me the
So
suite
did-
of names.
So did Tim. He picked Adonis.
I don't
you're
know
just
that I
like-
had anything to do with Adonis.
Did I give you Adonis?
Yeah,
Did I really?
yeah.
Okay. I believe
It was
it.
really nice that it then worked out the whole thing with Aesop and stuff as well.
I believe
It's
it.
nice.
Ian was like, here's the names of the female Dragonlords. And I was like, well, that one sounds cool.
Yeah.
And so that's the one we went
Yeah.
with. Who is the vampire founder of Eresia.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
She wasn't a vampire when she founded Eresia. Just FYI.
Yeah.
yeah.
She also, I'm assuming she wasn't a vampire whenever Calliope was born.
Correct. Calliope's not a dampier. Just cursed
So,
to live forever by the fates.
Damn. But I also would like to establish myself as like how does when I tell Helen about what happened between myself and Calliope in the volcano, how does she react to all of that? Because my goal is to also establish myself as a member of the royal
Right.
family in Eresia.
Uh,
But honestly, the more and more I think about it, even though you said it's probably not really possible, I don't want to be anything other than just a member of the family.
right. I would say your first reaction is disbelief. Like I hear this all the fucking time, and then you start providing details about the things that Calliope had told you over the hour that you got to spend with her. That the populace of Arisia would not, like, the populace of even, like, the palace servants wouldn't even know about, but the noble family would. And then you start to lend credence to your claim, and she starts believing you.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, one of my goals is to just establish myself as a member of the royal family, with the idea of, if I do that, that means anyone that's associated with me will be welcome into Arisia. Like, I'm trying to...
So established.
Yeah, so that we can enter Arisia at a later date if needed.
Granted.
Yeah, and I think that... Oh, I also want to deal with the fallout of Scorpion Island, like, eliminating their entire rite of passage.
Yeah,
situation.
so they don't really know that that's a thing yet, because there's still giant scorpions on the island. Like, that's like they're still there because they haven't killed them all yet.
I will let them know that is no longer a thing.
Okay.
Those giant scorpions do not deserve to be hunted anymore. The centaurs do not need to be bonded with because it goes against centaur nature.
Okay.
That whole situation was going against nature in many different ways and needs to be fixed.
Okay, but the Lotus Witch.
Yeah, she's dead.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. We killed her.
Okay. So there is going to be significant cultural inertia. But no one that you explain this to is particularly opposed to it. Like, they don't really... There's no particular value in killing specifically scorpions.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, I mean, it's a big animal. We know where they are. Like, there's a lot of them. They keep fucking coming back. Like, a lot of Arisians die, and that's fine, because they're just the weak ones. Whatever.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
Can someone remove curse on the giant scorpions? No. The curse is permanent. So they are born cursed. And then by the time they turn into giant scorpions, the curse can only be reversed by wish. Yeah. Oof.
Hey, Yasida, do you want to wish that all of the centaurs affected by the curse, the scorpion or tribe, is fixed?
It's gonna be
that was my 8
roll.
coming out.
Ian, that one would be a D100 roll.
That would be that would be a D100.
No.
He just said no.
That's something that I would
divine intervention
Helios for every day.
Okay. Can divine intervention versus wish.
If anything, if you get wish sickness and lose your ability to cast wish, divine intervention can fix that. We found that out in TOA speedrun.
Hey, man.
Well, I mean, divine magic is just better than, like, mortal magic.
Yeah.
So
Like,
I would assume.
He can, I would assume get rid of the curse because
Yeah,
they didn't do anything wrong.
Because wish is the most powerful mortal magic. Like, what is it to god magic?
Yeah.
And also something we could have talked to the Fates about. Not the Fates, the
Furies.
Furies.
Okay. Sorry. I was looking up divine intervention versus wish and how powerful they are. What's up? Sorry. Where's the conversation? I've lost track of it.
Is it something we could have also talked to the Furies about? See if they could have.
They have no control over that. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
I would play every day. Hope that they would be restored.
So I just looked it up. So the fun thing is, so divine intervention says that in general, You can use it to cast any spell that is on the cleric spell list or any cleric domain spell list. Arcana clerics add the entire wizard spell list to the cleric spell list.
Yep.
Which means that Arcana clerics can cast Wish. But Helios is a light life god and not an Arcana god. So I don't know that he can do things that require Wish.
That's okay. Once we get...
It was an option.
If you find an Arcana god and convert...
I'm not converting. I have the chariot.
Oh, I have a question for you. Since Narcissus is at godhood now, is this something that he could do?
Oh no, I'm not a god anymore, and that's really inconvenient.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I didn't want any of that.
No, I mean I didn't, but like now I'm just regular pretty instead of like beautiful, and I hate it. I hate it. Like my chances with women went from like 200% to like 99%, and that's just not acceptable. And men, like from 150 to 50, it's just like, like I've had men tell me that they're not into men. Like, who the fuck says that?
Right? Who the fuck says that? Okay.
The fuck?
And it just has like an arched brow. No, but once we get our epic stuff, I can remove any negative effects from creatures. So we'll circle back to that at some point.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, Owen, I would have brought my monk apprentices from the Ultras who wants to come with me. I'm very, very clear about that and giving them every single out they could possibly take. But bringing them to help establish the Temple of the Dragon. Yeah,
okay. So you established a 7th temple in Eresia, alongside the 5 other monastic temples and the Temple of Narcissus. The most difficult challenge that you have, real talk, is finding real estate, because Eresia is a city encircled by walls. But let's be real, you guys are fucking rich. So you buy out some houses, you build some high rises to rehome the people whose houses you bought, and you put a temple where they were.
Cool.
Fuck it.
Right? We could just build the high rises and make that the temple, since people are going to be flying in and out anyway.
Yeah, just build it on top of where people live. That's not horrible.
Or above where people live.
Above. Just make it flying.
I mean, either way, you're making people leave their homes that could be a family home for many generations.
No. The whole thing is that the reason that I was saying we could build on top is so that people wouldn't have to have to move. That's the reason.
I mean, you still need supports. You get the real estate. You build a temple. Yeah. You establish a new monastic order, the Way of the Dragon, and let's transition to someone else for the next year.
Yeah, I think I'm done anyway. Long term. So,
anyone else had anything to do in the next year, 2 years?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Over the next year, I'd probably be really focused on not the whole year, but like a couple of months. I would go under Vulcan's tutelage and try and learn some things about the craft from him.
Okay.
And if he has any information on the island of the Ant and the Myrmiki specifically, try and learn about them. So that is it Herdron who has the craft right now?
Herdron, yeah.
Yeah. So and also keeping an eye on him, making sure he's not trying to go to the island of the Ant and take control of the Myrmiki.
Okay. So Vulcan does not know anything about the Myrmikis. He didn't know they existed until you learned about them. He knew they existed. Like, he'd heard the stories. He just didn't know anything about them. He didn't know where they were, like what they were capable of, anything like that. He's also deeply apologetic for how incredibly worthless he is in a forge, despite the fact that he knows 5 to 10 times as much as you do. Because he still remembers everything that he's done. He just doesn't. He no longer has the divine right of being able to effortlessly craft anything he wants. So he just has to rely on his draconic memories of the last 500 years, which are sharp. And he apologizes for that, despite being impressive. Hergeron very much wants to take over the Myrmikis. And over the course of the year, you track several attempts on his part to essentially insinuate himself as their queen, basically. All of which fail. He does not have the magic that you once wielded in order to allow you to do the same.
So they've been there for like the last however long.
Thousands of years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they've never been trying to or they are. Wait, wasn't it Kentamine that sealed them there?
Kentamine sealed them there. Yep.
So they can't get out.
They lack the ability to do so.
Okay, good. Other than that,
would you spend time investigating what it is exactly keeping them there?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So essentially, what's keeping them there is it's an impenetrable dome of force. And I'm sure Luke is very aware of the limitations of Wall of Force, which is to say, you can teleport through it. If they were to learn how to teleport, they would be free.
Do not teleport to the Myrmiki.
Yeah,
I was just thinking that, like, Luke, don't.
If you were, for instance, to go to the edge of the Dome of Force and make contact with them, and then Misty step in, you just fucked up. Because they just learned how to Misty step.
They need to see the casting.
They have to see the casting of the spell. Okay. So if you were, for instance, to cast teleport from the other side of the world, it wouldn't help. But then you would need to find a way to leave without teaching them how to do so.
Well, they can't learn the higher level spells, right?
They can learn them, but only the queens can cast them.
Yeah. Also, like the otherworldly like enemies and stuff like. Who did we learn that from? We learned that from.
You
right?
invented that.
Oh really? Did we? I could have sworn that was the purpose of the Nether Titans, wasn't it? Or
they were made as tools to defend against other things that were worse than that.
Yep. And
the phrase "otherworldly enemies" was made up.
Really?
No, they used the phrase "otherworldly enemies." The actual existence thereof, you made up. The Nether Titans were made out of a sense of pure paranoia. They're just terrified that there's something out there that could defeat them, not realizing that what would eventually defeat them came from within.
And
dun. Except Orsino. Orsino did come from, outside, technically.
Did we figure out?
Actually, so did Scorpius, because you're an elf.
Yeah.
Did we figure out how long they would be kept inside of the boxes?
The Nether Titans?
Yeah.
So all of the hourglasses you figured would expire in like 350, 400 years, and that they had been running for 600, 650 years. So 1,000-year countdown on them.
Okay. All right. So nothing I need to really deal with. Yeah. I mean, I guess for the rest of the time, I would just study under Vulcan's tutelage then.
Okay. And he has a great deal to teach you, despite his persistent insistence that he does not.
My minimum roll for Smith's Tools is 23, by the way.
So he probably lost his 30 int. And by probably, I mean he definitely lost his 30 int. That was his Divine Mantle. But he also has expertise. And +7 proficiency. So. How the fuck do you have 23?
Your minimum roll is 23?
Yeah, if I roll a 1, I have a 23.
How the fuck?
I got +22.
I have one Flash of Genius.
Fuck off, Flash of Genius.
I have Armor of Tools, which lets me add my int to my skill checks, and then Expertise, and I get double the proficiency. So well. Yeah.
Okay. But he at least has Expertise and +7 proficiency. So I mean, you could Flash of Genius him, and he would do as well or better than you.
Yeah, it's like my stuff's all +17.
Yeah.
My expertise stuff.
Right.
Oh, I forgot I have Bardic Inspiration too.
Yeah, that too. 12.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. And incidentally, over the next year, you could, while learning from him, you could craft any legendary magic item from that boulder of otherworldly ore.
Yeah, it kind of changes my idea. I was gonna do a Sphere of Annihilation and try and use that to harness the power of a black hole to make a spaceship, but now I don't need to do that.
So what are you going to do instead?
I've been looking. I'll circle back.
Okay. Amber, you had something that you wanted to do in the next year.
Yes, I want to go to the Garden of Helios.
Okay.
The island of Helios.
Yep.
And if they are willing to be peaceful.
So most of the Cyclopes that you met there are dead. 2/3 of them have been... Well, 2/3 of the invading force were destroyed. The remaining third returned to the Garden of Helios. The invading force represented about 3/4 of the population of the Garden of Helios. So the population has been reduced by half.
Okay.
Half of the remaining Cyclopes are warlike. The other half are just happy to just kind of be, farmers.
Okay. And I would like to make a settlement there.
Okay. I would say that the warlike Cyclopes are, let's say, impressionable enough to be convinced that eventually, slowly, over time, with a gentle enough touch, that their benevolent leader was a false idol.
Mm-hmm.
Still benevolent, still a great leader, misrepresenting who he was, which would allow you to insinuate yourself into their lives in a peaceful way.
Yeah, and I think she'd be able to do that. She took her Pegasus with her.
Yeah.
Because I need somebody to pull my chariot.
As soon as you strap it to the chariot, shining golden horn.
Oh, that's permanent?
It is permanent.
Oh, shit.
Basically that, and I mean, it's going to take a long time to get them to pretty much trust me, but start building a temple there.
Okay. Yeah, they're Cyclopes, so their idea of architecture is usually mud. But you could build something a little bit better than that with sufficient direction.
I can literally just make a spell or do a spell and do it.
Or cast Temple of the Gods every week for a year to make it permanent. Yeah. That'll do it. Is it every week or every day?
I closed my sheets. I'm not sure.
Temple of the
Gods. I know that I have a spell for that.
Duration 24 hours. Casting in the same spot every day for a year makes the effect permanent.
Oh, then yeah, I can do that easily.
Yeah. Especially since as soon as you cast it, it's now a Temple of Helios, so you can word a recall.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just freaking teleport back and forth, however you want. Fucking busted. Alright, so you make a temple to the actual god Helios on the Garden of Helios. It takes literally a year and a day.
That's exactly all that I want.
Alright.
And to raise my gold dragon.
Okay. After a year, your gold dragon becomes a wormling.
Yep.
Because prior to that, it's a hatchling, which doesn't even have a stat block.
You actually get to legitimately.
You actually get to legitimately raise it, and not. God.
No timey-wimey fussy stuff.
Nope.
Are you bonding with it when it hatches, though?
It does not have to be when it hatches, but I'm gonna raise it. Yeah.
Okay. But are you going to bond?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I still have the Dragon Slayer mace that I can use.
I was just gonna ask. Are you?
Yeah.
That is so poetic.
That would be super
Yes,
fucking
yeah.
poetic.
The gold dragon.
Alaris, the Dragon Slayer.
Has given up the Dragon Slayer mace for a gold dragon. Yeah.
All right.
I like that.
All right. Tim, you've been quiet for a while, and I know it's 2 a.m, so it's understandable. But what would you like to do in the next year, other than just raise lots of dragons? And thanks for the tier 3 sub, Ramber.
For
Did you just refresh
19 months.
after?
I did not refresh. It
Okay.
just popped it up.
Oh, okay.
19 months.
Yeah, I don't think I really have anything else to add, honestly. I already said about stuff with the Castus.
What about Acasus?
About killing him in his sleep.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Um,
yeah. You would do that over the next year.
But yeah, if there was a way to somehow rehabilitate Yonder and turn that into something good, I don't know how good, like, how receptive the Gigans are going to be.
If just an idea that Orsino definitely would have over the course of the year, if you were to reintroduce the members of the Order of Sidon that fled, if you were to convince a significant portion of them to return to Yonder and have them sort of proselytize the holdouts, it would come across as less colonial.
Yeah, because I also if it's their ancestral home, I don't want to like
Right.
take over and be like, this is my land now.
Right.
So if that's the case, I don't even want to do it because that's not fair on any level
Mhm.
whatsoever. I liked the island and I liked the library there for Aesop and stuff.
I mean, most of the
And
island
nice
is
diverse
uninhabited too. So the island was actually founded as a Gigan fortress. It wasn't like their ancestral home. It was a fortress. It was an island fortress that they created to fend off the Dragonlords in a failed attempt.
Okay.
But it is a remnant of their empire.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, if that's a possibility, I think that's what his focus would be on, even if it takes longer than a year to do.
Mm.
Because I think it's a nice biome. It's very central, like it's
Yep.
right in the middle.
It's right in the goddamn middle of the bay.
Right in the
Yeah.
middle of Serene Gulf, so it's perfect for that.
Gulf.
I think it's big enough, and there are ruins there, so time could be spent rebuilding some of the things that were lost.
Yeah.
Some of the bigger Gigan stuff could be reformatted down to medium humanoids, so refugees that wanted to come. And I would like to
Just put little people-sized doors in the middle of their very large doors.
you, like FU is doing.
Oh.
But like,
Yeah.
try and like make this kind of place that people come like it's almost like a pilgrimage, like it's the center for knowledge, like
Right.
Aesop protects our like
Kind of like the Dragon Shrine in Astoria.
yeah.
Okay.
And then there's like the side stuff which I do, which is caring for and raising the dragons, and then Ifyasana is up in the clouds with the Dragonlords, and when they're ready to like bond, they've been sufficiently trained, and then they come to the island. We perform these tests, and then I can use divination magic to determine who would be best bonded if they're really truly worthy. And yeah, I can cast bond for them and just kind of care for the dragons of the world.
So you're a steward of the Dragonlords.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I like it.
think when he's not doing that, and he's like, if he's ever traveling in like civilized lands, very much trying to convert as many people as possible to Mitrosian religion, because she is the only new god now. And without her help, I don't know that we would have survived those last 2 rounds of combat. Like literally, like she appeared in spectral form and saved our asses.
Yeah.
So there's no denying her ability and whatever. So yeah, instead of I was started as a cleric of Versi, but I have ended as a cleric and a warlock of Mitros, I think. Yeah.
Also, it could be kind of fun if part of the Temple of the Dragon, if Orsino is open to this, like an internship of go and help rehabilitate the dragons to like learn the way of the dragons and stuff like that. Like That could be.
I figure that
something
these
kinda
will
fun.
all be stops on the route of the Ultros.
Yeah.
So-
I'm also imagining that pretty much anyone who seeks to be a Dragonlord would have to make a pilgrimage. There's not going to be any one spot where you learn everything. You're going to have to go to Mitros, to Astoria, to the Yonder, to Arisia to learn each of the aspects of what it is to be a Dragonlord from all of you. Those of you who are willing to be involved.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Come find me on my island.
It's gonna be. There's no.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
Garden of Helios as well. Yeah, there's a sort of eclecticism to the new Dragonlords, where it's not this this monotheistic dragons are the way kind of thing. Like, dragons are part of what we do. They are magnificent beasts, but you need to have this understanding of the world and the people around you and where you came from. And the only way to learn that is from people who've seen it.
Yeah.
So, Luke, how the fuck are you going to outer space?
Wait, do I need to go to outer space?
I don't know. That's a
need
thing.
to.
That's a thing that you said you wanted to do.
I wanted to do it because I thought there was stuff out there. Like, is
okay.
there? Do I have any reason to go to outer space?
I mean, there's no real goddamn evidence that there's anything out there that's threatening you.
Yeah.
Is it like
Where did that come from?
the
Oh,
Nether Titans were
the-
made to protect the world against things without?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's no outer space. There's no spaceship.
but
Just
wait,
relax.
wasn't one of
Relax.
the windows in the tower on Scorpion Island?
That
Didn't
was-
it show?
Yeah, it was the Astral Sea, which had an astral skiff with Gith on it.
Now say that 5 times fast.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
He said that once and he's done.
Yeah.
I almost said GIF, which is a very different thing. Those are hippo people.
Ooh.
I shit you not, they're hippo people. GIF, look it up.
I
In
don't-
in
I don't-
Mordenkainen's Foam
I
of
don't-
Toes.
I don't want
If it's
Not.
I need to go because I'm dying.
Okay.
to.
I'll be Tim.
So do you want to hop on before I leave?
Yeah, I'll just hop in. I'll be Tim.
Bye,
Thanks for being here.
Timberly.
I'm sorry it went so late.
Yeah.
yeah.
I just really don't feel well at all.
Yeah.
You're okay.
I love you.
We love you.
Hang on.
Yeah, he was on the struggle bus for a while.
Yeah.
Cute.
Oh my god, I became Luke for a second.
Yeah.
I think Yesena had one or two things to wrap up. Not sure if it's the next year or not, or if we're
Okay.
giving out to more time.
Shoot.
But she was we dealt with Arisia, but she found out that Yesena is alive and around in the world,
Uh-huh.
and that was kind of a shocker to her.
Yep.
Because she had been like imagining Yesena as this, long dead person who was misunderstood and stuff, and
Uh-huh.
no, she's still around.
And
that's
also
like-
kind of evil.
And also kind of evil.
Yeah.
And she's just like, excuse me? So at some point, she would go and confront Yesena.
DLC.
and get a feel for it.
Yeah, that's the reason I didn't touch on it. I just assumed it was DLC
Yeah.
stuff. I was
So I
like,
assume that's going to go DLC.
Yep.
And then I think that's like she would leave off from the party, kind of going to investigate those 3 Titans on the
I know the Titans.
going.
Titan
Yeah,
Island
just-
in the Nethersea.
Yeah, just going
Yeah.
to those areas, or the Isle of Time, but I'm not sure if that's DLC or not. That's probably DLC. Time stuff.
Not really, no. No.
She would want to visit Isle of Time and figure out what was going on there with
him.
all that stuff. Equipped with all of our divination magics and stuff, like just
Uh-huh.
go and
So
figure
I
out
have
what
I have
was
said
going
in the past that he was once an Androsphinx. There is likely a place on the island of time where that's still true. But he has become something more, something greater, something more terrifying. It does not have a name, so I can't really tell you what he is. You would have to seek him out, but to seek him is to die.
So I would consult our things and find out that's a bad plan, and then not do that.
Okay.
Because that's what I'm assuming. Like,
Yeah.
based on what you've said, is don't do that. So I would go consult our stuff, find out. Oh yeah, that's not a good idea.
It's a bad fucking idea. Yeah.
And then I guess we'll pick up in DLC where she is going to go and deal with the Titans.
All right.
Or like, that is what she has done. Is like the check off of her story is that she's available to the Dragonlords, but looking into the remaining Titans.
Right. All right. Was there anything else we didn't cover?
In my list, I don't think so.
Steph? You haven't said anything in like an hour. You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the struggle bus with coughing and my voice is going, so.
Yeah. I guess we're done. I have one parting question. What about Damon?
So,
where does he fit into the new Dragonlords, if at all?
I've thought about him. I mean, where does
he want to fit in?
Yeah, what's
he's happy to just be left alone in the necropolis.
And then just leave him alone.
Let's just leave him alone at the necropolis.
Yeah.
It'd be someone that our people talk to, but like, he's not. If he doesn't want to be involved, he doesn't have to be.
He could even be a spot on the like path to becoming a Dragonlord kind of thing. Of this is where you learn a bunch of fucking history.
This is where you.
But make sure you take the Burnished Dragonlord coin because that's a thing that he does.
This is where you get scared into don't be a fuckhead.
Yeah.
Don't be a genocidal maniac.
Yeah,
I think that's like probably one of the last stops, though.
Yeah.
It's like you want to teach them all the right ways and then give them a history on why it didn't work out for the other people.
I think that would be a good first stop.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a stop. It's a stop.
Yes.
Like
It's a stop somewhere on the path.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We'll figure out the curriculum later.
Yeah. I
Get a syllabus written up.
I mean, if everyone's satisfied with where their character's at, then that's a wrap.
Roll credits. Do we have credits?
I don't have credits.
I don't have a command for credits. I have a schedule.
So if you have been following us on Twitch this whole goddamn time, if you've watched this entire campaign live, then holy shit, thanks for being here. If you've watched even parts of this campaign live, holy shit, thanks for being here. If you're watching this on YouTube, holy shit, thanks for being here. This is over 200 hours of goddamn content to get through. Like we're no 170 fucking episodes Critical Role. I don't even know where the fuck they are. But this is a lot. This is a goddamn lot. Yeah. So thank you. Just thank you for being here. Thank you everyone for being here. However long you've been here. If you're watching us on Twitch right now, check us out on YouTube if you haven't already. We have every episode available on. We made you some content.
God damn it.
Thanks, Bo. If you've caught some of it on Twitch, if you're watching us live on Twitch, check us out on YouTube. All of it's available on YouTube. I'll get the last 2 episodes up as soon as possible, and then just close that playlist. I mean, mark it as complete because it currently still says ongoing. And then if you want to know if when we pick this back up, check out our Discord, our Instagram, our Twitter. We'll announce when we're gonna do the DLC stuff for Odyssey of the Dragonlords. We keep saying DLC. It's chapters 10, 11, and 12 of the book.
Excuse me, I'm gonna download that content.
Okay.
And we're gonna play it. It's gonna be great.
Sure. I mean, I did download it. I have it in PDF. It's downloaded.
I think that does make it downloaded content.
Yeah.
Ian.
I know. Shut up. But yeah, so yeah, if you want to know when we're gonna do that, join our Discord, join our follow our Twitter, follow our Instagram. We'll post when we're gonna do that expansion pack. Sure. If you'd rather listen to your D&D than watch it, you can check us out on your favorite podcast platform. This entire campaign will be available on pretty much every goddamn platform: Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Spotify. Sure, all the other ones. I don't know podcast fucking platform. I don't listen to podcasts. What do I look like?
I don't either.
What do I look like? A guy who has a commute? My commute is 30 seconds to my office from my bedroom. Thank fuck. I think that's all the goddamn plugs.
All of our art is done by the one and only Mr. Bayless.
Yeah. We are, so after tomorrow, we are going to be taking a little bit of a break. After the end of Odyssey and all the work that I put into the finale, I need a goddamn break. So I'm going to be taking a break not only from Odyssey, but also from Trolls for Hire. So for a little bit, we're just not going to be streaming. So if you want to know when we're streaming next, join our Discord, our Twitter, our Instagram. We'll post. We will. I haven't posted on Twitter since January, February. I don't know, something like that. I will post when we're going to stream next. So whatever.
We need a little break.
We need a bit of recharge.
Needs a break from DMing. We need a break from streaming a little bit. So
yes, Jordan. It takes me 30 seconds to get to my office from my bedroom. I have to get out of bed and put on pants.
It's morning.
Yeah, it's morning.
But also, I do just want to say real quick, you have done an incredible job with this. I get that it has been a lot of work. That work is apparent and very appreciated.
Would you say that it's been a lot of work because this book sucks?
I mean, damn! That's not the last thing that I copy pasted.
I would say that this book sucks, and also you have done a lot of appreciated work.
Yeah.
This DM's awesome. Plus.
Yeah.
Is that can we make that a command, please?
We say all the
I'll
time.
figure it out.
We say all the time that Ian is the best DM, and it's not. It is not remotely untrue.
Yeah. You hear that, Matt Mercer? Calling you out.
Fuck you, Matt Mercer. Get on Ian's level.
I wouldn't say fuck you, Matt Mercer. He does good work.
I mean, he is pretty.
He's also beautiful.
He's not nearly. No. He's not nearly as hot take. He's not nearly as good with the rules. He's not. No.
Oh no, that's not even hot take. That's widely accepted.
Yeah,
that he.
We're just
get on a rules level, okay?
Amber and I were on a different page. It's fine.
Yeah. I was on the page that you two were on.
All right. That's the end of our stream. That's the end of Odyssey main campaign content. That's the end of Epilogue. Madam Producer Lady, who are we raiding?
We're raiding Ginger.
He's still alive.
He has a
He's
stream
going for another
anniversary.
4.5 hours.
He's currently playing Little Nightmares.
Ooh. That was fun. Amber, you played that, right?
I did. It's a fun game. It's also very short, though.
Oh, is it? Well, then enjoy that. It's not 200 hours long like Odyssey was, but...
If you don't know who the fuck Ginger is,
go
educate yourself.
Yeah, go ahead and drop
wonderful.
a follow. Say hi to Ginger. He's great.
Compliment him on his beard and his ornaments.
Yeah, drop some ornaments in his beard.
He's got a shit ton of beards. He's got a shit ton of ornaments.
He's got a shit ton of beards in his ornament.
I mean, he does have a shit ton of beard.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and raid, and we will see you guys
see you
next
later.
time. And also, we're doing the giveaway tomorrow.
Oh yeah, giveaway tomorrow.
All right, bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.